Management of deaf child. It is essential to know the degree and type of hearing loss. Aims of rehabilitation of any hearing impaired child are development of speech and language, adjustment in society, and useful employment in a vocation. 1. Parental guidance. It is a great emotional shock for parents to learn that their child is deaf. They should be dealt with sympathetically so as to accept the child. They should be told of child's disability and how to care for it. Rehabilitation of the deaf demands a lot from parents. Care and periodic replacement of hearing aid, change of ear molds as child grows, follow-up visits for reevaluation, education at home, and the selection of vocation. 2. Hearing aids. Most deaf children have a small but useful port ion of residual hearing, which can be exploited by amplification of sound. Hearing aids should be prescribed as early as possible. If necessary, binaural aids, one for each ear, can be used. Hearing aids help to develop lip reading also. 3. Development of speech and language. Communication is a two-way process, depending on the receptive and expressive skills. Reception of information is through visual, auditory, or tactile faculties, which expression is through oral or written speech, or the manual sign language. In the hearing impaired, auditory faculty is poor or totally absent. Thus, for proper communication, there is need either to improve hearing through amplification of the residual hearing or cochlear implants, and in the absence of feasibility of developing the auditory faculty, to develop visual or tactile means of communication. A. Auditory oral communication. This is the method used by a normal person and is the best way of communication. In the deaf, it can be used in those with moderate to severe hearing loss or those who are postlingually deaf. Hearing aids are provided to augment auditory reception. At the same time, training is also imparted in speech reading. In other words, to read movements of lips, face, and natural gestures of hand and body. Expressive skill is encouraged through oral speech. B. Manual communication. It makes use of the sign language. C. Total communication. It uses all modalities of sensory input. In other words, auditory, visual, etc. Such children are taught to develop oral speech, lip reading, and sign language. All children with prelingual severe to profound deafness should undergo training in this form of communication. 4. Education of the deaf. There are residential and day schools for the deaf. Some deaf children with moderate hearing loss can be integrated into schools for the normal children with preferential seating in the class, giving them benches closer to teachers so that they can hear the teacher louder. 5. Vocational guidance. The deaf are sincere and good workers. Given the opportunity, commensurate with their ability, they can be usefully employed in several vocations.